Hi, I'm Kylie, your licensed counselor for today. How are you?
I'm okay. I've been better.
Okay. Well, what brings you in today?
I just been going through a lot lately, honestly. I got laid off of my job and I just got evicted. So honestly, I just been couch surfing at friends' houses and I just don't really know where to go from here. I've been kind of in a slump. Um, just ain't been feeling too great.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, before we get into that, I just want to talk to you about informed consent. I know you probably read the forms before we got here, but I just want to do a checkup, a little brief follow up. Anything that you say in our sessions is just going to be between the two of us. If you say anything that seems like you're going to harm yourself or others, then I would have to report,
Mhm.
just to protect you and others. So I just want to, let you know before we start.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions?
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so you said recently you lost your job and you've been couch surfing at your friends. I'm
hmm
sorry to hear that.
hmm
Where you were currently working.
So I worked at this oil field company and they've been doing a lot of cuts, and I guess my position wasn't really needed, so they let me go, and that kind of just sent me down a spiral because I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I really liked my job, and I thought that I was a little bit more important to them, but now I've been. It's been for like I guess a month or two. I think I don't know. Everything's just been day by day and flowing through the days, but I don't have a source of income right now and I lost my home. So all my stuff is just packed up into a little suitcase and I've been staying with different friends because one friend doesn't want me to stay as long, so I'll find somebody else and I just feel very down about it. It's making me feel bad about myself because I can't support myself right now.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, that can be very difficult. You were working at your oil field job and you were loving it, and just like you got taken away so quick. So it was like a culture shock for you. And, you lost your home, and now you're at different people's houses, and it's just different environments. It can be a lot, and you're not in your own space. So yeah, sorry to hear that. So I heard that you say you feel like you've been worthless. Can we talk more about that?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't have as much of a purpose as I did before. The days have just been blurred together. I've been drinking a little bit, and that doesn't really seem to help, even though I do it anyway. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know where to go or what to do, who to talk to. I don't really have any family left to depend on. So it's been friends, but I feel like they're getting sick of me too. I just feel like a burden.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that sounds very hard. I mean, you feel like you're burning in and adding on to everybody else's plate, and while you're struggling and trying to, stay afloat, and you say you don't have a support system, you say that your family members, you don't have a relationship with your family, or
Yeah,
what is your family
well, my
system?
parents, they're divorced and they each live out of state, and I don't get to see them that much, and we really don't talk that much anyway. And I don't have any other siblings or family that lives around here, so I just feel like I don't really have too much to depend on for support.
Right. And you want to have, your family around you and bringing your friends just to be able to lean on and talk to and vent about, such a big life change,
Yeah,
losing your job and, not being able to be well, stay afloat and
mm-hmm.
just have the basic necessities of life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, have you been, experiencing any suicidal thoughts? I heard that you say you feel worthless,
Mm-hmm.
not enough.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten too far into that side of like being suicidal, but sometimes I just really don't want to be here. I feel like it would be easier if everything just stopped.
What do you mean by um, you would feel like it would be easier if everything stopped? You don't want to be here.
I just, I think sometimes it would be easier if I just wasn't around. I feel like the people around me don't want to be around me anymore because all I do is, I feel like a leech off of them, and I don't want to be. I loved my job, but it's been so hard to get back off my feet. And I feel like I'm slipping into unhealthy habits, and I don't know how to stand back up. So I just, yeah, sometimes I just feel like it would be easier if I just went away.
Have you, made a plan or thought about how you could get away or not be here anymore?
I mean, I don't really plan to do it for real, but I have thought about a few ways that I could do it if I ever got to that point. Like if it ever got that bad and I felt like that was my only way out, there were a few ways that I've thought about doing it.
What are one of those ways if you
Oh, well, I mean, I thought about taking some pills. I thought about crashing my car. Um, because I do still have my car, but it's not livable.
yeah,
I've been staying with friends, but yeah, I never really had the urge to do it yet, but those are just some thoughts that have crossed my mind. I just want things to feel better.
yeah. Well, I'm sorry you've been, experiencing these suicidal thoughts or harmful thoughts. I'm glad to hear that you recognize that, these are unhealthy thoughts and you've been doing unhealthy coping behaviors like drinking, like you said. So I definitely want to address these suicidal thoughts immediately. So yeah, I think it's important if we come up with a plan. Um, what are some, or who you would say in your system, like I guess around you that you can go to for support? We can touch on support first.
Okay. I mean, I have been staying with a few friends, but I
Mhm.
do have like one one cousin that I'm really close with. That's probably one of the only family members that lives around here, but I don't want to burden her. So that's I haven't reached out and talked too much with her about it because I don't want to feel like I'm adding on more stress to her life like mine is. But that
Yeah.
is, I think that is someone that I do really trust and feel safe to talk with
Okay.
about some
Okay,
things.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your cousin, you can put on the plan your cousin, or if you're comfortable, you can call the 988 crisis line when you're having these suicidal thoughts. You
Hmm.
can get, immediate help, and they will talk to you and maybe refer you out to the hospital, just to get some help. So yeah, let's look at um, some things you can do. Like what do you enjoy doing?
Well, whenever I was working, I really did enjoy um taking some walk. I love being outside.
Okay.
I do miss whenever I used to make time to be outside. Honestly, I haven't done it lately because I've just
Mhm.
been so out of it, out
Yeah.
of the loop. But yeah, I do like being outside, and I think that I should probably start to implement a bit more of that into my day to day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, walking. If that
Hmm.
was something that just made you happy, and just doing things like the behavior activation, doing
Hmm.
things that make us happy, fills with the endorphins, the dopamine. I think that would be great to add on the plan. Walking once or twice out the week, and we can build up, and as time going, you could do maybe every day. So yeah, I just think doing things you enjoy. We could say that walking
Hmm.
once or
Uh,
twice out the week.
yeah,
Um,
I like I like doing yoga and
okay.
stretching. I like drinking tea. Honestly, these
Ooh.
are all things that I've just forgot about ever since this has happened. But now that I'm starting to really think about things I can do, it does feel a little bit more possible for me to implement at least some of that into my
Yeah,
day to day life.
that's
Yeah,
good.
I just want to feel back on my feet again.
Yeah.
I need to find a way to get another job too because I
Mm-hmm.
loved my job
Mm-hmm.
and I feel a little less sense of purpose now that I don't have that
All right.
either.
Yeah. I mean, doing something that literally fulfills you, literally just, I don't know, just motivates you every day to get
Hmm.
up and to keep going and just to tackle different parts of our lives. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, doing that, maybe start applying to jobs,
Hmm.
um, different oil field jobs near you. And I think that'd be great to add on the plan as well. You said support, doing activities you love. Yeah. And working towards um, doing the applications for the
Yeah.
jobs.
Hold on. Pause.
Okay, so we talked about drinking. Let's go back to that. What is your drinking habits? Like, what does that look like for you, Dr. Lee?
Well, whenever I was working, I was a normal drinker, on the weekends with my friends occasionally. But ever since then, I have so much free time on my hand, and I don't, it's been too hard to think about reality lately. So being drunk, I'll, I'll have at least two a day, but sometimes more. It's just, sometimes I do it just to help me sleep because I don't want to think about things. And yeah, I never really had substance issues before, but I do feel like I've been drinking a lot more than usual.
Okay. Um, so you're saying that your drinking habits definitely you would drink like socially,
Hmm.
before this big major change happened, and you feel like drinking now kind of helps you wind down, go to sleep, and not deal with thoughts of not feeling not feeling worth it enough, and the fact that just lost your job and you're not able to be in your own home. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that that's how you've been coping, but let's try to reframe it and think about another way you can maybe um cope healthily. Yeah, that can help you maybe get sleep at night.
Yeah, because like even though I have been using the alcohol to numb whatever's going on, it has not made me feel any better. I still
Mm,
feel stuck. I still feel in the hole. So
yeah.
honestly, I probably should cut back on that as well.
Yeah, I definitely think we should add that to the plan because alcohol is a downer. People think that, it can help to escape these problems and kind of feel numb, but it kind of just, it kind of, I would say, like emphasize the
Makes it
problems.
worse.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
it worse and makes you really think about, those problems you're dealing with. So,
Hmm.
yeah, let's add that into the plan. Let's try to reduce drinking.
Okay.
Let's try to reduce it. Not let's not do it so much, throughout the weekend. Maybe it can happen like socially,
Yeah.
when those instances come up. But let's definitely try to work on reducing drinking
Hmm.
and maybe replace it with you, like you said, you love to go walking
Hmm.
or doing yoga. I think doing that during some points of the day before going to bed would kind of help you wind down and not deal with those thoughts and maybe relax and go to sleep and not cope in that unhealthy way.
Yeah, that seems like it would probably bring a lot more less stress to
Yeah,
a lot less stress to my life.
yeah.
Honestly, I just need a. I'm glad I came here because I want to dig myself out of this. To be
Yes.
honest, I don't like feeling. I don't want to die. I just want
Mhm.
things to feel better. You know?
Yeah.
So
I think that was big that you said that, you don't want to die. You just want things to get better
mhm.
and you're taking the steps. I think this was a big step that you took today by coming here and it shows how much um your life is important to you and you trying to get back on the horse and start working again.
Yeah.
So I commend you for that. I mean, you're very resilient and strong.
Thanks.
So yeah, so let's talk about your plan, like you
Okay.
said, your safety plan.
Okay.
Let's run it back. So first we talked about your support
Mhm.
system, say your
Yeah.
cousin. We also talked about you can call the 988 crisis or suicide line when you're feeling these suicidal thoughts. We talked about doing activities you enjoy, like
Mhm.
walking, yoga, drinking your tea, big on the self care. Okay, we talk about drinking.
Mhm.
Let's reduce the drinking habits, and replace it with something you enjoy, like walking, you said, or doing yoga.
Okay.
And yeah,
I think that's a good start.
yeah, and also like you said, applying for the jobs. That's like the
Yeah.
biggest one.
Mhm.
Start applying and getting back out there.
That makes me feel like I can get over this.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll type the plan up for you and we'll come I'll let you have another session like 72 hours so we can get like right on this immediate
Okay.
crisis and you sign it and yeah, I think things are looking bright for you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yes.